US dollar under threat? Well, the US dollar became the backbone of the global economy after World War II because of America's robust economy, its democracy, and its transparent regulatory systems, which made the nation seem like a safe place for international investors. But now the BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, have announced plans to develop a new currency.
Well, the US dollar has dominated global trade and capital flows for decades, but its share in global central bank reserves, it's dropped to less than 60% from roughly 70% 20 years ago.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into the world of international relations and economics to explore the rise of BRICS. First, let's define what BRICS is. BRICS stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, 5 major emerging national economies. These countries have been working together since the early 2000s to promote economic growth, cooperation, and development. But why is BRICS spreading all over the world? Let's find out. The United States has been an economic power since the late 19th century. Its rise as an economic powerhouse began during the Industrial Revolution, which took place between the mid-18th and mid-19th centuries. The US experienced rapid industrialization, urbanization, and economic growth during this period, which laid the foundation for its future economic dominance. By the early 20th century, the United States had surpassed European nations like the United Kingdom and Germany to become the world's largest economy. The US solidified its position as a global economic leader after World War II, when much of Europe and Asia were left devastated by the conflict. The post-war era saw the US play a significant role in shaping the global economic order, with institutions like the International Monetary Fund, IMF, and the World Bank being established under its leadership. Since then, the United States has maintained its status as a major economic power, with its economy being the largest in the world in terms of nominal GDP. However, it's important to note that emerging economies like China and India have been growing rapidly in recent decades, challenging the US economic dominance. One of the main reasons for the rise of BRICS is the impressive economic growth of its member countries. Over the past 2 decades, these nations have experienced rapid development, lifting millions of people out of poverty and becoming major players in the global economy. Their combined GDP now accounts for nearly a quarter of the world's total, and their influence continues to grow. As of 2021, the combined GDP of the BRICS countries was estimated to be around $41 trillion out of $97 trillion of the world's total GDP. The BRICS share of the total GDP constituted about 42% of the world's total GDP, and this is just from only 5 emerging nations. Another factor contributing to the spread of BRICS is the political cooperation among its members. These countries have found common ground on various international issues such as climate change, trade, and global governance. By working together, they can amplify their voices on the world stage and advocate for their shared interest. The rise of BRICS also signifies a shift in global power dynamics. Traditionally, Western countries like the United States and European nations have dominated international politics and economics. However, the emergence of BRICS challenges this status quo, offering an alternative model for development and cooperation. As BRICS continues to grow and evolve, its impact on the world is likely to increase. The member countries are investing in infrastructure, technology, and education, which will further strengthen their economies and global influence. Additionally, BRICS is exploring the possibility of expanding its membership, which could lead to even greater collaboration and development. As we look towards the future, the influence of BRICS on the global stage is expected to grow even more. Let's dive deeper into some examples of how the member countries are investing in key areas and exploring new partnerships. One of the most significant initiatives undertaken by BRICS is the establishment of the new development bank, NDB. The NDB aims to finance infrastructure and sustainable development projects in BRICS countries and other emerging economies. For example, the NDB has funded the renewable energy projects in South Africa and urban development initiatives in Brazil, showcasing the commitment of BRICS nations to improve their infrastructure and promote sustainable growth. BRICS countries are also making strides in the field of technology. For instance, India has become a global hub for IT services and software development, while China is leading the way in areas like artificial intelligence, 5G, and electric vehicles. By investing in cutting-edge technologies, BRICS nations are positioning themselves as key players in the global innovation landscape. Recognizing the importance of education and human capital, BRICS countries are also investing heavily in their people. For example, Russia has launched several initiatives to improve its higher education system, while China has made significant progress in reducing illiteracy rates and expanding access to education. These investments will help create a skilled workforce that can drive economic growth and innovation in the future. Finally, BRICS is exploring the possibility of expanding its membership and fostering new partnerships. Countries like Indonesia, Turkey, and Nigeria have been mentioned as potential new members, which could further strengthen the alliance and promote even greater collaboration. By engaging with more emerging economies, BRICS can create a more inclusive and diverse platform for global development. Now, we're going to highlight the difference between BRICS and IMF in terms of objectives and functions. 1. Composition. BRICS is an association of 5 major emerging national economies: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. The IMF, on the other hand, is an international organization consisting of 190 member countries with the primary purpose of ensuring the stability of the international monetary system. 2. Purpose. BRICS aims to promote economic cooperation, trade, and investment among its member countries, as well as to amplify their voice in global economic governance. The IMF's main objectives are to promote international monetary cooperation, exchange rate stability, facilitate balanced growth of international trade, and provide resources to help member countries in need of financial assistance. 3. Financial institutions. BRICS established the new development bank, NDB, to finance infrastructure and sustainable development projects in BRICS countries and other emerging economies. The IMF, on the other hand, provides financial assistance to member countries facing balance of payments problems, typically through loans with specific conditions attached. 4. Decision-making. BRICS operates on the principle of equal representation and consensus among its member countries. In the IMF, decision-making is based on weighted voting system, where each member's voting power is determined by its financial contribution to the organization. This system gives more influence to the largest economies, such as the United States and European countries. 5. Focus on emerging economies. BRICS primarily focuses on the interest and development of emerging economies, while the IMF has a broader mandate that includes both developed and developing countries. In conclusion, the future prospects of BRICS are promising, with member countries investing in infrastructure, technology, and education, as well as exploring new partnerships. As BRICS continues to evolve and expand, its impact on the world is likely to become even more significant. Thank you for joining us today, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content. See you in the next video.